The fashion world has just sent Meghan Markle another brutal message, and this time, it happened at the front door. According to reports circulating among Manhattan's fashion elite, Meghan was turned away from a high-end fashion show this past weekend. It wasn't a scheduling mix-up. It wasn't a security mistake. This was deliberate. Security, following strict instructions, reportedly pulled Meghan aside and told her plainly, "We're sorry, but you are no longer welcome at our events." What was meant to be a quiet night out quickly turned into something else. Meghan had arrived with a friend, hoping to enjoy the energy of New York Fashion Week and perhaps capture a few photos to reset the narrative. Instead, she received the clearest signal yet that her presence is now viewed as a reputational liability. Insiders say the decision wasn't made by security alone. It came directly from event organizers after careful discussions with sponsors and PR teams. The risk of Meghan turning their show into another tabloid headline was simply too great. No one wanted to be caught in the blast radius. Witnesses say Meghan didn't take the rejection well. She was described as visibly stunned, followed by what one source called an emotional meltdown. She allegedly blamed the entire ordeal on her skin color, shouting that it was yet another example of systemic bias. But according to insiders, race had nothing to do with it. The fashion industry, brutal and fickle as it is currently focused on something far more basic: image control. And right now, Meghan represents volatility, something these brands simply can't afford. This incident comes on the heels of yet another chaotic week for Meghan. Rumors continue to swirl about a looming IRS probe into Archewell's finances. Fresh bullying allegations have emerged from former staffers who now feel emboldened to speak. And globally, her options appear to be collapsing. Dubai and Saudi Arabia, two countries the Sussex team once explored for philanthropic partnerships and lifestyle deals, have reportedly said, "No thanks." Neither wants to be part of whatever rebranding Meghan has planned next. This latest Fashion Week embarrassment is just one more public indicator of how far the tide has turned. There was a time, not long ago, when Meghan Markle could dominate headlines with carefully orchestrated appearances, interviews, and personal essays. Back in 2020, when she and Harry sat down with Oprah Winfrey, the world listened. The reaction was one of overwhelming sympathy. The UK press was painted as vicious. The royal family was cast as cold. Meghan was seen as the victim, the woman who walked away from power to protect her peace. Canada opened its arms during that time, offering the couple quiet sanctuary as they transitioned out of royal life. Brands flooded their inboxes. Networks pitched docuseries and podcasts. Meghan was everywhere: front pages, talk shows, think pieces. It was supposed to be the start of something transformative, a new power couple reimagining influence from outside the institution. But that moment didn't last. Over the years, the narrative unraveled slowly at first, then all at once. The stories began to shift. Former palace staff claimed they had been mistreated. They said Meghan created a toxic working environment marked by raised voices, public humiliations, unrealistic expectations, and threats. For a woman who spoke so often about compassion and mental health awareness, the alleged behind-the-scenes behavior seemed wildly out of sync. Then came the Netflix docuseries, a project meant to showcase their side of the story. Instead, it raised eyebrows. Meghan was accused of mocking the Queen. Viewers pointed out how many scenes felt exaggerated, even rehearsed. And critics weren't the only ones unimpressed. People who had once championed her began to distance themselves. Worse still, she was accused of inconsistencies, conflicting timelines, contradictions between interviews, and claims that critics said were easily fact-checked and disproven. Meghan blamed the media, then the palace, then racism. But at some point, the public stopped listening. The internet began calling her out, and slowly, one by one, doors started closing. Fashion brands stepped back. At first, it was subtle: fewer front-row seats, less buzz, less engagement. Then it became unavoidable. Designers began sharing stories, Meghan belittling junior stylists, shouting at assistants, and expecting special treatment at every turn. One fashion insider put it bluntly: "There's always a problem when she walks in." Now, even in a city like New York, a place known for reinvention, she's being kept out. And while Meghan continues to believe she can rebuild her public persona, Harry reportedly sees what's really happening. Friends say he's trying to do damage control. He has been reaching out to old contacts, pitching tightly controlled interviews that would paint Meghan in a softer light. But there are no takers. People aren't biting. Even journalists who were once friendly are said to be turning down the opportunity. It's not that Meghan and Harry can't get coverage, it's that no one wants to give them the coverage they want. The narrative has hardened. The skepticism is too widespread. And it's not just professional damage. The personal strain is reportedly growing as well. Sources close to the couple say Harry has become increasingly withdrawn. He's spending more time alone, taking long walks, and avoiding the media. Gone is the bold, passionate defender of his wife. In his place is a quieter, more introspective version. One source claimed Harry has privately admitted to struggling with the pressure of being a full-time, independent celebrity. He underestimated how ruthless the world outside the palace would be. He has even been described as nostalgic, reminiscing about his time in the UK, the sense of purpose he felt, and the structure and identity royal life once offered. Some say he has even quietly reached out to palace contacts, asking about possible roles or assistance, not publicly, not officially, but carefully and in private. And that speaks volumes. Because for all the statements, all the projects, and all the talk of freedom, Harry appears lost. And if he is, what does that mean for Meghan? Her brand is suffering. Her marriage, according to insiders, is strained. Her reputation, once carefully polished, is now buried beneath a mountain of headlines she can't control. The worlds she thought she could conquer, fashion, media, politics, are closing their doors. And now, after this latest New York humiliation, the reality feels unavoidable. There was a time when Meghan Markle could walk into any room and command the cameras. Now she is being stopped at the door, turned away, and told, not tonight. Not anymore. What comes next for her is unclear. She may try to pivot again, perhaps another documentary, another philanthropic project, another speech. But the truth is that the mechanisms that once supported her have moved on. The media isn't buying it. The brands don't want it. The public isn't listening. And the one person who gave up everything for her, his title, his country, his family, may no longer know how to defend it. The silence around Meghan now is louder than any headline. Because for someone who once mastered the art of narrative, the real crisis is no longer what people are saying. It's that they may have stopped caring altogether.